Hi guys, I'm Nina, you're the intro bank hipster darlings, and I'm going to take the YouCoalition pledge. Now, YouCoalition has asked us why we're taking the pledge, and I think that there is a really important part in the pledge that I want to get across. So I'm going to actually read that first bullet because it pertains to why I'm taking the pledge. Because if my abuser had taken this pledge, my abuse never would have happened, and if he had taken it seriously. I pledge that I will always prioritize consent. I understand that consent is the presence of an enthusiastic yes rather than the absence of a no, and that consent cannot be given when someone is asleep or physically or mentally incapacitated. So you all know my story. I've done a video about it. I was asleep when my harassment happened, so I was incapable of giving an enthusiastic yes. And I still have to deal with my abuser because he lives so close to me, and I hate that he has gotten off with no consequences and that other abusers like him will get off with no consequences because the legal system does not want to deal with us. So I think it's really important for people to know what consent is, how we use it, what other parts of conduct are unacceptable because they're manipulative and they coerce consent, and that they are really not good. So I'm going to take the rest of the pledge. So here we go. So I'm taking the pledge now. So, I pledge that I will always prioritize consent. I understand that consent is the presence of an enthusiastic yes rather than the absence of a no, and that consent cannot be given when someone is asleep or physically or mentally incapacitated. I pledge that I will respect my partner's wishes and that I will not pressure or coerce them into doing anything that makes them uncomfortable. I pledge to stand with survivors of sexual abuse or harassment by showing them compassion and respect. I pledge never to blame the victim of any abuse they've experienced. Sexual violence is never the victim's fault. I pledge to admit when I make mistakes and to apologize for my actions. When someone tells me that I've said something sexist, victim-blaming, or otherwise offensive, I pledge to be open to their words. I pledge to support conversations surrounding sexual abuse and harassment in a way that is respectful of my needs and the needs of those I am speaking with. I pledge to create safer communities both online and off. I think this is really super important for people to get. I think that it is a broad definition that really sums up like 98% of all the sexual abuse that is happening and all of the repeated microaggressions that sexual violence survivors have to go through, and I think that's really important. I think that the microaggressions are sometimes worse than the macroaggressions, and it is important for us to realize that our words have meaning, and that, yeah, not everyone who is taking this is going to take it with like the full intention to mean those words, but we need to make sure that everyone who does take it means them. So I think it's a really important thing to talk about, and I really enjoy talking about this stuff. I know it doesn't seem like I do, but I do. I enjoy talking about this stuff. So thank you again, YouCoalition. Are you going to take this pledge? Leave that down in the comments below. Also, if you've taken the pledge, I would love to see your videos. And till I see you next time, bye guys.